Rangi Hetet helped to revive and keep the art of whakairo alive.
I'm able to view my dad not as my dad, but as an artist, and he really is pretty up there.
His work adorning marae, waka and buildings across the world.
His main kōrero was, it's not what you leave on, it's what you take off.
And his life's work is set to be shared on screen.
I never called myself a master carver. It was the people that called me a master carver.
Waiwhetu Marae in Lower Hutt is one of the many marae Rangi Hetet has left his mark on. Marae around the country have been a focal point for his carving career, and where his journey first began.
When I was going to college, my tribal elders asked me to go carve our meeting house in Waihi, Tapeka, which surprised me because I wasn't interested in carving. But when they say jump, you jump.
When he saw how much the carved meeting house meant to people, his perception of carving changed forever.
When I saw the people, how happy they were, it gave me pride to be part of their happiness, you know, it made me proud for what I had done.
Missionaries had destroyed and discouraged whakairo, but under the guidance of master carvers Tūhaka Kapua and later John Taipa, Rangi helped to lead the renaissance of carving.
They were trying to revive the art because it was sort of, I suppose, like language disappearing. You know, it wasn't so strong, should I say, not so strong in those days. But it was through Apirangata that sort of brought it back. And you had a group of carvers going around New Zealand, building marae.
Over the years, he taught at a number of institutes and marae and held wānanga for his carving classes, teaching Māori all around the motu.
It was good to see them take an interest in it and feel proud of what they were doing. Now, that's what made me feel good, to see good work coming out of their hands, you know, and made it feel that it was worthwhile teaching them.
One of his long-time students is Sam Hauwaho. He's been under Rangi's wing for the last 30 years.
The process of chiselling, I suppose you could say it's a bit of a release. But once you get into that zone, you know what you want to do. You can sort of see the end result in your head.
And Rangi is still keeping a close eye on his student.
And you got to add.
Nah, I initially started off being quite a, I wouldn't say hard, but, you know, strictish teacher. I guess that's the way that he was taught, really. Since then, he's sort of mellowed out a lot. Maybe it's a bit hard on me because I was his son-in-law. Don't know, maybe. Probably.
Sam followed in Rangi's footsteps and is now teaching a new generation the traditional carving values passed on to him.
He's old school, and I guess I just try and keep those teachings in respect for him. There's no compromise, really.
So I think it's going to be about that wide.
Erenora Hetet is Rangi's daughter and is married to Sam. For her, the Māori arts have been a way of life.
When I was growing up, being totally immersed in the creative arts, I didn't realise what I was growing up in because I thought that that's how everybody lived.
Veranoa says keeping the traditional values of Māori art alive is a fine balance.
Behind me on the wall are a series of kite that I've woven, from the very traditional through to the very contemporary. So I call myself a traditional weaver, but a contemporary artist. And as artists, we get excited about new materials, we get excited about new techniques. And to mix those with the traditional is really exciting. But you must always maintain a sense of integrity about the traditional.
A carver essentially is a storyteller, an historian.
The whānau decided to document their father's life's work in the documentary Mo Te Iwi, Carving for the People, which is part of this year's New Zealand Film Festival. The film comes 20 years after Rangi's late wife, Erenora Puketapu-Hetet's film Tū Tangata, Weaving for the People.
There have been times over the past 13 years that we've watched that documentary of our mum together. There have been lots of times I've watched that on my own. The day will come when I will be watching a video of my dad and remembering.
For Veranoa, her passion for the Māori arts is deep in her whakapapa.
It's this wonderful mixture of both nature and nurture. It's in my blood. I'm a 6th, 7th generation weaver of the Hetet family. I spent every day absolutely immersed in carving and weaving and designing and painting, and it's become like breathing. So I weave, I breathe. I breathe, I weave.
Rangi Hetet believes carvings taught him many important life lessons. His mahi, a true labour of love.
It taught me how to be humble, I suppose. Most of all, it's given me satisfaction to see people happy. You know, all the sweat and tears to get their houses done, their canoes done, or whatever. And finally having it opened. It's their work, not mine, it's their work.